Hi there, this is a short video tutorial for how to install LocalGov Drupal on Linux. LocalGov Drupal is a Drupal distribution for UK councils to help with website publishing and content management, primarily geared at UK councils. The first thing to note is there are a couple of dependencies, one of which is Composer, the dependency manager for PHP. If you don't have Composer already installed, then go across to getcomposer.org and follow the instructions to install it there. The next is Lando, which is a local development environment tool, a wrapper around Docker to help set up local Docker containers. If you don't have Lando installed, go across to lando.dev and follow the instructions to install there. Once you've done that, go to github.com/localgovdrupal and you'll see a pinned repository at the top called LocalGov, which is the core repository with a README file in it, with a handy copy-paste command for how to use Composer to create a project. If you copy that into your terminal, then that will start to run the Composer dependency manager to create the project based on the LocalGov project repo. The command will create it into a folder called My Project. Obviously you can change that to whatever you want. And this will go and download Drupal core, contributed modules that have been defined, all of their dependencies, and all of the distribution specific projects and modules from GitHub and Packagist. It will also apply patches that have been deemed to be needed to fix bugs that are not yet in stable releases, and essentially set up the entire code base that you need to run LocalGov Drupal. Once this has been installed, we'll be able to go to the My Project folder by typing cd space my. First of all, actually, you need to answer a question, which is whether you want to remove the VCS folders, like the .git folders. If you're doing development, you can answer N to that, so to keep those folders. I answered yes in this case. So you can cd to the My Project folder and then type lando start, and that will use Lando to spin up the Docker containers that are defined in the Lando distribution YAML file that comes with the project. This will create a number of Lando containers, a number of Docker containers for your app server, for your database, one for Mailhog to allow you to test sending emails without actually sending them, one for Adminer, which is a PHP admin control panel for MySQL databases, another for Node for front-end tooling, which we may come to in another video, and one for Chrome driver, which is useful for running tests locally. So it goes away, runs its stuff, downloads a bunch of containers. Once this is ready, it will give us a number of URLs that we can go to view our development site on our local machine. I'll just click on one of the local hosts for now. We can see that it takes us to a Drupal install saying that the web server is running and we've got the code base in the right place. Now you can run through the install there, but I'm just going to run it from the command line, for which we type lando drush si localgov, and that will run drush within lando inside the Docker containers, giving us consistent PHP version and drush version and the rest. And it will run the site install, and it specifies the profile localgov. This will drop all of the tables in your database, which of course isn't a problem, we've only just created it, and it will run through the install tasks of the profile. By default, the install profile will enable a minimal set of modules, and it will enable the default theme, the LocalGov theme. So once this is finished, we should get an admin username and password to log into the site, and we can have a quick look at what it's given us. So if we go back to the site now and just refresh, we'll see that it says Drupal is already installed, and we've got a default install of LocalGov Drupal, which does not have very much in it. If you go to /user, you can log in then with your admin username and password. and that will give you your standard user one access to Drupal, along with the ability to add content. In this case, initially we only have 3 content types, which are considered the default minimum: the service landing page, service sub landing page, and the service page. Yeah, we'll come and see what they do shortly. If you want to see a few more content types and some demo content, you can find the LocalGov Drupal demo content module, and you can install that, which will enable a number of dependencies and some additional content types, such as LocalGov guides and LocalGov step-by-step, and indeed LocalGov campaigns, I believe. That takes a short while to go through and gather all of its dependencies and import some demo content. But once done, we should be able to go across to the content page and see some examples of content that LocalGov Drupal can generate and manage out of the box. Right, so that's finished installing. If we go across to the content, we can click into one of the content items, one of the nodes. This is an example of a step-by-step page that is following the GovUK step-by-step pattern of a number of pages that should be consumed in a particular order before launching off to another service or getting in touch with somebody, or whatever the kind of call to action is towards the end. Other content types that we have enabled now include the guide overview and pages, which are a similar concept, where related pages have a number of links essentially and next previous buttons, although not necessarily meant to be consumed in such a processed order. So yeah, that's the basics of how to install LocalGov Drupal on a Linux machine on your local environment. Do leave questions or comments if you've got any, or feel free to get in touch for more information. We'll try and post some more video tutorials to help people on the way here. Many thanks.